And there are so many more kinds of things. It would be reactionary. You would react. And there are so many different kinds of reactions when you open the door and you see another reality. The last thing that you think is that it's yours. And that is the first thing that it is, dear ones. You think it's somewhere else and someplace else or something else. And those of you who were educated in fear think that anything that isn't what you learned is evil. And so there is fear there. Imagine meeting and holding the Creator's hand and eyes in a way you never had before, and some would run the other way and say it's evil. And instead, it is you. It is the essence of you. It is your soul that you are starting to come into contact with. This is the circle of 12. This is what we teach. The channeling of today, the channeling of last week, talk about an increased perception of awareness of humanity, specifically spiritual. We can use that word spiritual all we want to, and yet some human beings hear the word and say, I'm not interested. Not understanding that spiritual is the life's blood of everything you are. It is not apart from your reality. It is your reality. There are some humans who don't even believe in the soul. So they have denied the most precious thing a human being can have or exist in or believe in or work with. Unfortunately, that is the way of it for so many who have been trained in what they've been trained in and don't want to look around. And so we have that issue, the elephant under the table that we started with a week ago and then continued with just a little while ago, that there will be those who will run the other way. When you talk about color in a black and white world. Dear ones, this circle of 12, this healing time is about the healing of all things physical, mental, and spiritual. Done in a way that is so different and so unusual to so many in this culture. And that way that we speak of is cognizing who you are and your consciousness and your past, and seeing a bigger picture and realizing that what you think you have before you, which you want to correct, is not a linear correction. It's a love correction. Again, that the physical things that you come here to heal and to work with often get healed as a byproduct of the real issue. Opening the door to a bigger truth. Not another religion, a bigger truth. Finding color in a black and white world. And so the journey is always the same. And that journey is across the bridge. For those of you who may be joining us for the first time, and there are always those, and even those who perhaps have joined only a few times, the explanation, yet again, a simple one. The bridge represents, that is a connection between the fully known, understood, and realizable to the unknown. And in that, there is often an issue. Not for all of you. I know who you are listening. It doesn't matter when you listen. I've said that before. I know who is listening. We all do. That is the way of it. In a multi-dimensional setting, that creative source that you know about, that you call spirit, you call God, that creative source, in a multidimensional way, is able to hear a billion prayers all at once, to hold a billion hands all at once, 7 billion hands all at once, to call your name personally to all of you all at once. That's the beauty of something you cannot understand. And so in that alone, it tells you so much that is there that might be fearful. To some, again, moving into the unknown is difficult, and for some, it's beautiful, and there is no veil, there is no mist. In fact, to some, the bridge is very short. We know who's listening. But for the vast majority of those of you who are now coming to the realization of what's going on here, it's new. It's new enough that you want more of it. Let's do some healing today. Let's revisit some things today that we haven't done in a little while. Let's get a healing going, a real physical healing, and let's have healers do it. I want to introduce you yet again to this bridge. When you cross the bridge, you're crossing into that land, if you want to call it that, that place, that perception that humans have not visited in mass before, and now you can. And now you can is not a rule that existed. It's an awareness that you've created that has changed the posture of your reality and the allowance of your mind to say, I can do this. It makes sense. You're going to move into that which you own, which you have not realized before, and that is that multidimensional area of your own soul. Across the bridge, that's where it is. Kryon, why is it always across the bridge? Why isn't it with us? If it's always with us, why can't we just have it? And the answer is, you are learning exactly that. But you've got to have the baby steps before. It's got to be somewhere else. You go there, you understand it, you realize that there's no fear, you bring it back to yourself, and you live in both worlds. That is shamanship. It's mastery, and you are the masters who are studying it. Come with me. There's a bridge. I want you to cross it with me right now. We're going to go through the mist together. Take my hand. Take those hands of the others who are here. Come on. Come closer. Move across that bridge and see whatever you wish to see. For those who have trouble visualizing, just feel. I want you to understand how much love there is here. For those who have a hard time visualizing, can you feel the love of someone who has loved you so much, and understand that's a millionfold with the creative source, and it's pouring at you? And so we just ask you to feel it. You don't have to visualize anything if you don't choose to. Just feel how much love there is. Where you sit, for you. Your name goes here, for you. For those who wish to visualize the theater, go through the portal and come to the theater just as you always have. The theater is one in the round, as we've said before. It is sunken, an amphitheater-like audience around it, and one chair in the middle. For those of you who are linear, it's odd, is it not, that you can sit into one chair without the stage rotating, and yet everyone can see your face. That's the beauty of being in this perception of your soul, which has no linear rules at all. Now, we haven't got to that place yet, but if I ask you to fly to the chair, some of you have no trouble at all. But we keep it linear so that you will be comfortable and you'll understand the metaphors that are being presented, and you will be part of this because you can be, and it's not that far out for some. You are within that which is your soul, and that means, dear ones, that your soul is the couch right now that is not your body. Your soul is infinite. There is no beginning, no end. There was no creation of your soul. It always was, because it is part of that which you call God. There is no end to your soul, for it is part of the circle of 12, that which will go forever, that which is God. You are in that space where your name is sung in light as the human that you are. Come on stage. Go down into the audience. Oh, they know you're here because they're already sat. There's a little buzz that's going on in that audience because they know you've arrived. Each one of you with your own theater, it doesn't matter how many of you are listening and how many of you listen in the future. This is your time. Your name is in the chair. There's a buzz in the audience. There's even a little applause because they know who's arrived. You are the one of the day because they know what is possible next and they know what can happen next. And it's exciting. Sit in the chair, dear one. Go up and just sit in the chair. Do you understand that this audience knows you very well? In this multidimensional state, souls know each other very well. They're intertwined with each other in a way we've told you before, which is so difficult for you to ever imagine because it's so singular when you're walking the earth in two legs and one face, and it's so multiple when you're here. Part of them is you and part of you is them. And because of that, what's going to happen next, the potential of what's going to happen next is profound. Let's get back to healing. All of those in the audience are master healers. They've come from all over, dear ones. They've come from all kinds of time, dear ones. They are the master healers. On this planet, off this planet, they know your soul. They know you and your light. They know why you came. And each one as a master healer is now going to do something. The first thing they're going to do is stand up. You remain seated. Standing is honor. They stand before you. Now you might say, well, what have I done to deserve this standing? And the answer is this: a portion of this is ceremonial. That the deserving is in the ceremony where the seated one receives and the standing ones give. That's part of it. And the other part is they know who you are. They know what you've gone through, and they also know what kind of time frame has arrived on this planet that you're a part of, not by accident. The link that we talked about before, you are it. They also know of the frailties of a human that lives such a short life. They also know of the things that can happen to a human, the aches, the pains, the fears, the anxieties, the disease. They're healers, dear ones. Do you understand what's going to happen next? Each one of them is going to outstretch their hands, and they're going to look at you, and they're going to send healing energy, their specialty, to your body right now. Oh, if you are tuned in to this reality of what is going on right now for you, you're going to know it. And you're going to get the chills, and you're going to feel that this is very, very, very real. They are here. They are healing with you. They are sending energy to you and your cells of your body. All of the multidimensional ones, all the linear ones, all the diseased ones, all of the things in consciousness of those perhaps you cannot forgive is washed away literally in a soup of waste that goes someplace you can't get to. In other words, welcome to the abilities of those who are with you right now, who will heal your body. And that's why you came. This is the circle of 12, dear ones. Don't go away. I want you to sit and feel this. I want you to sit and enjoy this as they outstretch their hands, some of them singing, some of them humming, some of them singing your name. And you might again say, can I receive? Can I deserve this? And the answer is yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. That's why you're here. That's why I'm here. Oh, bask in this moment. Stay. Stay. And so it is.